Hello everyone, I'm Charles. Welcome to Graphic Design Quick Start. In today's episode, I'll be showing you how to mask with blunt instruments in Photoshop. This technique is for when time is not on your side and you don't have time to figure out which of the many masking techniques will work for you. In such a case, use blunt tools. We'll be taking this image of a hummingbird to this to achieve this mask. As you can see, we have no special effect. It is just a mask. Let me show you how this is done. Let us switch to a starting composition. Immediately you see a homogeneous background, you might be tempted to use color range. Let's see how it fares. Go to select, color range. Use the eyedropper to sample the colors, which will be part of the key selection. Click. Anything that is white will be selected, and black is the deselected areas. As you can see with the first click, we're already selecting inside the bird, which we don't want to do. You can drop the fuzziness to improve on the mask. But that deselects some of the background. This method wouldn't work. Let us cancel out and use the blend tools. In our case, the blend tools will be the magic word tool and the quick selection tool. Pick the quick selection tool. Click on the background to start making the selection. Keep clicking to add to the mask. The quick selection tool does great finding the edge of your subject, but to some extent it doesn't work great. Press Ctrl Z, Command Z to undo. What we need to do here is create the mask incrementally. Let us go to the layers panel. Go to the bottom, hold Alt, and click on the Add Layer Mask. Let us build the mask bit by bit. Make sure you click on the image thumbnail under the mask. Pick the magic word tool. Go to the option bar and increase the tolerance to 32. Make sure the contiguous is selected. Anti-layers doesn't really matter in our case. Make sure sample all layers is selected so that the magic word tool doesn't sample the colors in the background. Click to build a selection. With the first click, you realize we select even the unwanted areas. Let us press Ctrl D, Command D to deselect. What you can do here is to lower the tolerance. Let us take it to around 10. Click again. Now we have some level of control. Hold Shift and click Allow to add to the selection. Ctrl Z, Command Z to undo whenever you have an excess selection. Let us add these to the mask. Click on the layer mask. Fill the selection with black. Since the background color is black, press Ctrl Backspace, Command Delete on a mark to fill the mask with black. Let's select some more. Let us lower the tolerance some more. Take it to around 5. Let us inspect our mask. Ctrl D to deselect. Hold Alt, Option mark, and click on the layer mask thumbnail. That shows the mask separated from the image layer. Let us use the lasso tool to finish up our mask. Pick the lasso tool. Select the unwanted areas. Ctrl Delete, Command Delete on a mark. For the last, let us use the brush tool. Press B to pick the brush tool. Right click on the image. Change the hardness to 100 so that when you're blushing, you don't introduce some blur edges. Make sure the foreground color is black. In our case, it is white. Press X to switch the foreground and the background colors. Press the left square bracket to release the size of the blush. At this point, our mask is good enough. Hold Alt and click on the layer mask, option on mark. As you can see, our outline is a little jagged along the wings and also the beak. Let us work around that using the refine mask command. You can access it by double clicking on the layer mask or go to select and mask. Let's adjust our mask on a black background. Click on view, click on black, change the opacity to 100%, give it a radius of 1, give it a smoothness of 5, a feather of 2. You can check the contaminate colors just in case you're having color fringing at the edges. While you're still here, we can work a little on this edge. Pick the brush tool, hold Alt, and brush away the left out parts. Click OK. When the brush tool is still selected, let us brush in some transparency around the edges. Change the brush blending mode to overlay. Right click in the image. Make sure the hardness is at 0. Place the right square bracket to make the brush bigger. Brush along the edges. And there we have it, a crude way of creating a mask whenever time is not on your side. That's it for today. Like, share, and consider subscribing to our channel so that you don't miss out on our next episode.